When you're in the prison cell and you're away from your people, you remember so many things because there's not that distraction. For me, it made me feel closer to my mum. Hey, Inua. Zak, nice to meet you.
Hello, Zak. Hi.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Jules.
Hi, Jules. My name is Inua Ellams. I'm primarily a writer of poems, but I also have a background in visual art, and I'm this year's curator of the Koestler Arts exhibition. And it's called Night Owls and Abstractions, and this exhibition is an all the artwork series by artists who have an experience of imprisonment, but it's a collection of really incredible artwork, mixed media presentations, and I can't wait for you guys to see.
I'm excited for the public to see the talent that remains behind the walls.
Is there loads of entries that aren't here?
Oh yes, there were 7,000 in total.
Yeah.
And had to whittle it down. There's so many things I wanted to include. It was so hard.
But I love this. Sometimes I do a lot of deep thinking at night.
Particularly about my family, making art for them and close friends helps me feel closer to them and that I'm giving them something back. I really, and I think again, if you are kept away from your family, you try to memorialize their faces, you meditate on it. So
I also think you spend so much time doing that, deep thinking.
Yeah.
You've got so much time thinking, so that's just...
You know, one thing about prison that it can do is strengthen your connection. Because when you're in the prison cell or the classroom, wherever you're creating this art and you're away from your people, you remember so many things because there's not that distraction. For me, it made me feel closer to my mum.
To your mum?
Yeah.
More so than anyone else?
Yeah, while I was away, because I would speak to her more and be more expressive, and it made our relationship better. It can definitely bring you closer, even though you're however many miles and worlds away, yeah.
This one reminds me of the lady who read a poem at Biden's inauguration. There's a quiet confidence, a meditation in this.
The inner beauty that radiates from within, yeah.
When you're in prison, you don't feel beautiful. I think the status of it really knocks the female energy of like feeling feminine and soft. I think it takes away your softness.
We embrace it, man. We're just out here looking rough and then when you got a visit, it's like, where's the barber at?
Yeah.
Maybe this is why so much art can come from here. 100%. Because you feel the need then to beautify something. You have to pour that in. You have to
look for the small little bits of beauty where you are.
So this is one of the many owls scattered through this installation / exhibition, and this one feels like a fuzzy, like a small ball of an owl. There was an art competition of which the theme was wings. So lots of artists created lots of paintings about birds, but overwhelmingly they were owls. And it just got me to think about being up late at night and thinking. And as a writer, I do that a lot. I'm just pacing my living room thinking. And so many of these artists, I imagine them doing the exact same thing. Night Owls and Abstractions.
Often in prison, you're a night owl anyway.
I think even now, when you look at a bird, it represents freedom.
Sadness of owl sits, twitched ears, hear deeper. Night prowls, soul searching, still, yeah.
What do they represent?
Potential and something melancholic and something meditative. They also represent something magical about them as well, something transformational.
I'm really looking at owls differently right now.
But a bird, the phrase wasn't a slang to do with imprisonment.
You can't use it if you got a short sentence.
Nah, you got birded, because there's also that phrase, I just got birded, man, or you got birded. And sometimes we say big bird, Sesame Street. That means you're doing a long sentence. And then we've got owl within owl.
This is definitely one of the more abstract of the owls. There's a portrait of Maya Angelou. Her most famous novel is called I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. Caged bird would sing for freedom, right? This is another poet from Brixton. His name is Linton Kwesi Johnson, who's the father of Caribbean poetry in the UK. Like, he's a living legend. So for me, in conversation with my Angelou, there's just so much I'm riffing on here.
I'm sorry, that's got to be Stewie from Family Guy in some costume.
Yeah, that's so true.
Innit? Too much Family. You're watching too much Family Guy. Yeah.
So what did you think of that then?
I think I just liked the extreme playful beauty of it, the cartoonness of it, and there are other things that riff on this. There are lots of minions from.
I saw those. Yeah.
Lots of minions. Especially when you're up at night, your mind goes to extremes. From the absolute real, the thing that's solid and in front of you, like a bar, to cartoons, right? And from one extreme to another. So I wanted to hold all of that, to keep all of them in the same space,
Not gonna lie, you've done well by placing all of these different pieces together, because they works. And then South Park doing time.
Oh my God, so funny. Stop.
For this is one of my most favorite corners. This one, the comments from the artist just says, "End cell keeps me warm." Which I think is the artist trying to be humble. It's a poncho, so you can wear it. If the artist just wanted something to keep him warm,
keeps me warm.
they could have just used gray, one color, but they beautified it.
I like this though. It's okay to ask for help. Someone that's drowning, crying. Stress.
So much emotion in this room, isn't there?
Yeah.
And we have also musical entries and poetic entries, yeah?
Yeah, we have poetry.
It's like
readings.
Poet's Corner.
Something is for you to sit down and consider and listen. Yeah, just a little chill out corner.
A few bits.
Yeah.
There was one instrumental in there that had me zoning out.
Again, incredible art, incredible music. This is a mixed media piece. So the matchsticks and their seeds.
The thing with matchsticks is it's used a lot in prison to create cases or frames. So I like how they framed it.
Yep, even behind you, which is this great locomotive, it's like a train or something. But they use Rice Krispies for the coal.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
That is so smart.
So inventive, right?
So smart.
That's so detailed.
Incredible, man.
It's gorgeous.
Incredible craftsmanship.
The smooth wood. That's so nice.
And there's bits of wire as well woven into it at the bottom. I think the wheels move.
Wow.
It's
Really?
Wow.
It's really incredible. So it's made from acrylic, wood, Iroko wood, Rice Krispies, and thread. There's a theme running through of travel and flight and journeys. As an immigrant, as a migrant worker, which I am, it's very key to my practice. So when I was looking at all the artwork, it was just leaping out to me. Again, caged birds. Again, owls really wanting to travel. Really
I feel like travel is a massive thing.
Yeah. And there are these aerial views
When you're
here.
in there, you dream about so much, don't you? Dream about like every country possible that you can't go to.
And even seeing you could see your city on the news or on TV and you're like, oh, home.
So one of the reasons I included this is, again, technical brilliance, but also the inventiveness. The main material is soap. It has bits of acrylic, card, glue, paper, soap, and varnish, but soap is the main material here. If you take this off, you can smell
Like the bar soap.
the bar soap.
The things you use in prison is crazy. And like the things you make and you get off canteen, being creative.
You have to be creative.
That's crazy that's soap.
That sums up creativity. Incredible.
That must have taken so long.
Forever. And sharp contrast to this, which is soft versus the hardness of this.
But with the clear message, hope. That's one thing you can't lose inside, hope. You gotta hold on to that, boy. Trust me.
So tough for some people.
Yeah, trust me. A good reminder. If you had that up in your cell, it's a good reminder after a difficult day. And then you walk in and you see, have hope.